Hello everyone and welcome to another British slang lesson. So this is an English lesson here with me, Anna English, on English Like a Native. If you are joining me for the first time, then we are halfway through the alphabet. We're looking at British slang beginning with. We've covered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and today we are covering the letter N. So if you have missed any of the previous lessons, don't panic. You can go back and rewatch any of the lessons that we've previously done. You just need to click the video tab and search for the video that you're looking for. If you are joining me right now, hello, how are you? I hope you are excited about today's lesson. It's going to be a long one. There are 25 words that I had to include on this list because N covers a lot of slang that we commonly use. So let's jump straight into it. I've made my notes, and the very first word that we're going to look at, a commonly used slang word, is the word nab. To nab something. It basically means to rob or to take something. So, for example, I might say to you, "Please help me. That girl just nabbed my iPhone." Meaning that girl stole my iPhone. Please help me, that girl just robbed my iPhone. She nabbed my iPhone. But I could also say to you that I nabbed myself a good deal in the shops. So if I buy this cardigan perhaps for 50p or £1, then that's a real bargain. And I could say, I nabbed a real bargain in the shop today. I got a cardigan for £1. So it can mean to rob or to take. The next one on the list is the word nail. Now, I've used this a number of times with my private students and they've always been confused. So I thought it was important that we added it to the list. If you nail something, it means you get it absolutely right, exactly right. It's perfect. If you nail it, you've got it. You've done it perfectly. So, for example, if I ask you a question and you give me the exact right answer, then you have nailed it. And the example sentence I've given here is, "Come on, guys, you can nail this exam. I believe in you." Come on, guys, you can nail this exam. I believe in you. Fabulous. Hello everyone who's joining me. I can see some regular faces here in the chat room and some names that I don't understand. So I don't recognize is what I mean. So if you are new here, welcome. We're so glad you found us. If you're interested in improving your English, then please do press the subscribe button and the bell notification button, which is next to subscribed, so you don't miss out on any future lessons. And if you're here as a good old regular, then you know what to do. Show me your thumb, because by helping me to expand this lesson, make it popular, then it means I can help you more. So click the like button, and if you can, click the share button as well. So we've nailed it, we've nabbed it, and hopefully none of you are feeling narky. Narky. So the word narky, it basically means bad-tempered or irritable. So hopefully none of you are bad-tempered today or irritable today. But the example sentence here is, "If you don't turn up to class, then Anna gets a bit narky." If you don't turn up to class, then Anna gets a bit narky. Grrr. Wonderful. All right, the next one is one that I hear all the time, and it's the word natter. Natter basically just means to chat or to idly talk. Idle talk. Is that spelled correctly? Idle? I don't think that's the right version of idle. I think it's like this. Idle talk. Idle talk. So talk which is not important, basically. And here the example sentence is, "The teachers were nattering loudly in the staff room." The teachers were nattering loudly in the staff room. So they're just chatting about the weather or about their hair or something, about their students probably. Okay, the next one on the list is the word nerd. Now you could call someone a nerd. Generally, if someone is a nerd, it means they're a little bit socially awkward, and usually they're basically single-minded experts is what I've given as the description. Single-minded experts. It means they are very good at something. So for example, you might be someone who is very, very good with computers. You might spend all your time playing computer games. You might know how to build computers. You might be very good with electronics. And so therefore we could call you a computer nerd. A computer nerd. But normally a nerd is someone who is also socially awkward. Someone who doesn't make friends very easily, or somebody who spends a lot of time by themselves. So a nerd. Okay. So the next one on the list is nerve. Nerve. To have the nerve, or to have nerve, have a nerve is what we normally say. She had a nerve. It means to be confident or to have audacity. So the example sentence I've given here is, I cannot believe she had the nerve to talk to me after everything she has done. So imagine that you have done something really bad. Perhaps you stole from me, and then you burnt my house down. And then one day you see me and you try to be nice to me. You try to talk to me and say, hey, how are you? Then I'll be like, I cannot believe you had the nerve to come over and talk to me like we're friends after everything you've done. You had the nerve. Or you could say she had a nerve. She had a right nerve coming up to me and asking me if I was okay. So it just means to have the audacity, the confidence, or the bravery. And it's not normally used in a positive way. Okay. So the next one on the list is nick. Nick. So we often use this either to mean steal. If you nick something, it's like you rob something, or you nab something, you steal it. But it can also mean arrest, which is quite funny, really. It's like both sides of the coin. I steal something and I get arrested. I nick something, I get nicked. I nick something, I get nicked. So it means two different things on the opposite side of the coin. The robber was nicked by the police officer for nicking a mobile phone. The robber was nicked by the police officer for nicking a mobile phone. It's funny, right? The English language, goodness me. Okay, the next one on the list is a good one to remember, and that's the word nifty. To be nifty. If you are nifty, it means you're quick, you're agile, and you move very well. You're quite good. So I might say that my car is quite nifty. My car moves around, it's quite small and agile. It can get through the town centre quite easily. I can park it very easily. I do have quite a nifty car, actually. But you can say that someone is nifty. She's quite nifty at that. She's quite nifty with a chopping knife in the kitchen. She can chop up the vegetables and the herbs very well. She's quite nifty with a knife. Or you could say that someone is quite nifty on a horse. So it just means to be good or to be agile or quick. And the example sentence I've given here is, she was quite nifty on the dance floor. She was quite nifty on the dance floor. Wonderful. Okay, fabulous. We have over 100 people in. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. I realise I made the announcement of this lesson quite late. I do apologise, but things are just so busy at the moment. I want to say hello to my patrons. The patron Skype room is open, so if you want to say anything, you have any questions, then feel free to ask in the Skype room. Any questions that you guys have on YouTube, then please hold it to the end and I'll open up for a few questions after I've got through the 25 slang terms on the list. All right, so the next one on the list is the word nightie. Does anyone here wear a nightie? A nightie is basically a night dress, a dress that you wear to go to sleep in. quite simple. Are you a nighty person or are you a pajama person? Do you wear a nightie or do you wear pajamas? Or do you sleep in the nude? Or what I say nuddy. I don't know if many people say that, but do you sleep in the nuddy? That's my slang term. It means naked. Do you sleep naked? So the example sentence I've given here is, after my bath, I will put my nightie on and get into bed. After my bath, I will put my nightie on and get into bed. And that is what I will do this evening when I get the chance. Okay, so the next one on the list is the word niggle, and this is another one that's commonly used. The word niggle means discomfort or a slight annoyance. So if something is bothering you just a little bit, it is niggling you. So you could say that a thought is niggling in the back of your head. There's something that you can't stop thinking about. It's not a big problem, but it's something that has bothered you and you're thinking about a lot in the back of your mind. It's a niggle. Or maybe someone who works for you, perhaps your PA or someone who writes emails for you. Maybe they always make the same spelling mistakes and you keep telling them, but they never correct their mistakes. And you could say, it just niggles a little bit that you keep making these same mistakes. Or you could say a physical pain is a niggle. So if you have a little backache, perhaps, you could say, I've got a slight niggle in my back, or I've got a little niggle in my wrist. A little pain, a little discomfort. And the example sentence I've given here is, I have had a niggle in my back for the past 3 days and it is driving me up the wall. I have had a little niggle, a niggle rather, in my back for the past 3 days and it is driving me up the wall. If something is driving you up the wall, it means it's driving you crazy. It's making you really frustrated and fed up. It's driving you mad. Okay, I think that's pretty straightforward. Fabulous. Okay, so some of you are asking how you can get into the Skype room. So the Skype room is just for patrons. Patrons are supporters of the channel. And if you are interested in becoming a patron, you are more than welcome. Patrons are rewarded for their contributions. And you can check out the rewards by clicking on the link in the description box below. It basically says, join our patron team. And you click that link and that will tell you all about being a patron. And then once you join, you can join the Skype room as well. Angel has said, I've tried sending a super chat twice, but it didn't work. I'm sorry. Well, thank you for trying. I appreciate that you want to contribute towards this lesson. And I'm sorry it hasn't worked for you. Okay, let's carry on, shall we? So the next one on the list is two words, to nip or to be nippy. So to nip is to go very quickly. Like I might say, I'm going to nip out. I'm going to go out for a short time. Or I'm going to nip into the shop. I will be in the shop for a short time, quickly. Or you could say someone is nippy or something is nippy. It moves very fast. So I could say my car is quite nippy, as well as nifty. All right. Okay, let me show you the example sentence for nippy. I've put, the car is not as nippy when the weather turns nippy. Here is another use for the word nip and nippy. It can also mean cold. So if I say the weather's quite nippy today, or if I say it's quite nippy outside, I mean it's a little bit cold. Or if I say there is a nip in the air, there's a little nip in the air, I mean it's turning cold. The temperature of the air is turning cold. And so here the sentence is, the car is not as nippy when the weather turns nippy. I am just going to nip to the shop. Oh, the English language, it is so confusing, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we have 135 of you in here now. If you would like a shout out, then help me to help you by clicking the share button, sharing with one of your social media platforms. Let me know in the chat box and I will I'll give you a shout out. So just share it and then let me know you've shared it and I will give you a shout out. And let's see if we can drive this lesson up to 200 viewers. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so the next one is also the word nip. What is going on here? And sometimes nip means to gently bite something. But normally this is when we're talking about animals. Animals nip. And so the example sentence I've given to show this is the puppy, that should be shocked. The puppy shocked her when he nipped her leg. The puppy shocked her when he nipped her leg. So he gently bit her leg. He nipped her leg. All right. Now, one of you has mentioned in the chat room the phrase nip in the bud, to nip in the bud. Now, we're talking in this respect, if we're talking literally, you nip something in the bud, it's when you take some cutters, you go to a plant and you cut off the new little buds that are growing on a plant. And you do that to stimulate growth in other areas or to stimulate the ripening of fruits or something like that. You nip it in the bud. But the phrase to nip in the bud we use to mean preventing a little issue from becoming a big issue. So, for example, if you have young children and your young child is starting to get into a bad habit, perhaps he or she won't go to sleep in their own bedroom and they keep coming and getting into mum and dad's bed because they feel anxious about sleeping in their own room. If you continue to let the child sleep in your room, then it will be a long-term problem. If you nip it in the bud and stop it early, so after one night say, no, this is not happening again, and every night then you put the child back in their own bedroom, they will get into a good habit. So you stop a little problem from becoming a long-term big problem. You nip it in the bud. Okay? Fabulous. So Marco has shared it on Facebook. Marco, thank you very much. You are awesome. What else do we have? Anyone else shared? Nope. Okay, Marco, it looks like it's just you, my darling. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. Oh, no, Amal has shared on Twitter. Thank you, Amal. You are also awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go back to the list. And the next one on the list is nipper. So we were just talking about children, and the word nipper actually refers to a child. So you say I have a little nipper. I have 3 nippers. 3 nippers even. And the example sentence I've given here is, can someone please watch the nipper while I nip to the car? Can someone please watch the child while I quickly go to the car? Someone please watch the nipper while I nip to the car. There we go, nice and easy. Hello, Andreas has joined us now in the Patreon room. How are you? I hope you're very well. Okie dokie. Michael has shared it. Thank you very much. You are awesome. Monica has also shared it on Facebook. Monica, you're amazing. Thank you. Okay. Right, so the next one, let me have a look on the list. Where are we? I've lost my list. The next one after nipper is a good one to remember, and it's the word nitpick, to nitpick. I'll show you what it looks like, to nitpick. And this, if someone nitpicks, it means they are concerned with minor problems. They are concerned with minor problems. So, for example, if I ask you, could you give me some feedback on my videos? Could you give me some feedback on my live video lessons? If you decide to say to me, yes, of course, well, you have some wires on the floor down there and your lights are a bit crooked at the back. They should lift up a little bit. And the volume could be a little bit louder, and you should put more foundation on because you're a little bit shiny here. And I don't like this colour on you. It doesn't match the colour of the earrings. And I think you were 30 seconds too late in your introduction. All these minor problems, we would call that nitpicking. What you are doing is nitpicking. You are focusing on unimportant issues. And what happens when someone nitpicks? You get annoyed. You get very irritated when someone is nitpicking all the time. So try not to nitpick. It just stresses people out. Okay, Maria has just shared it on Facebook. Thank you very much, my darling. That's very kind of you. Sky has shared on Google+. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, brilliant. So the example sentence for nitpick is, you keep complaining about everything I do. Why do you have to nitpick all the time? Ugh. All right, so we can already see the next word, so let's go straight into that. It's the word noggin. Noggin, and it just means head. You can say, you can work it out. Use your noggin. You know the answer to this question. Use your noggin. Just use your noggin. Or, I hit my noggin. Ow. I hit myself on the noggin. We don't use it that often, but I definitely have heard it recently. So, on the noggin. Leo has shared on Facebook. Thank you, Leo. That's very kind of you. I've just shared it on Twitter, says Kevin's. Thank you very much. And we are pushing up. Those numbers are growing. 156 people watching. Hi, guys. I hope it's not too late where you are, or too early. Here it is nearly 5:30, so it's nearly dinner time. And as we move into the evening, we may want to talk about the word nookie. Nookie means sex. It's a naughty one. But this is actually quite a fun word. It's a fun way to describe sex. A little bit of nookie. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone here from America knows. As far as I'm concerned, this is the British English spelling and this is the American English spelling. But I haven't written this word very often, so I'm not 100% sure. But yes, nookie means sex. And the example sentence I've given here is, they slipped away from the party early to indulge in a little bit of nookie. Oh, naughty, naughty. Okay, nice and easy. So the next one, I'll just say Aslan has shared it on Twitter. Thank you, Aslan. You're awesome. The next one is the phrase, no-brainer. If something is a no-brainer, it's obvious. It's an obvious decision to make. It's an obvious thing to do. So, for example, if I say to you, which one would you like to eat? A bucket of snails. No, hang on. A bucket of poo, or a plate of cakes. Which would you prefer to eat? A bucket of poo or a plate of cakes? It's a no-brainer. It is obvious which one you're going to choose. It almost seems silly giving you a choice. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's obvious. And the example sentence I've given here is, of course she will accept his offer. It's a no-brainer. Of course she will accept his offer. It's a no-brainer. Fabulous. So, guys, I see lots of questions coming through on the chat room. Just save it to the end and I'll answer you then. The next one on the list is nod off. If you nod off, you fall fast asleep. And I could say, last night they fell asleep while watching a film. So I could say, last night, they nodded off watching a film last night. Nice and easy to nod off. Where is the most embarrassing place you have ever nodded off? Where is the most embarrassing place that you've ever nodded off? Have you ever nodded off at work when you're not supposed to nod off? Okay, and patrons, I'm going to set you a challenge. So just to make sure that you're listening, and you guys on YouTube can take part in this as well, I'm going to set you a challenge. So one of the phrases that we've already used, that we've just learnt, beginning with N, I want you to try and put one of these into a sentence. So try to remember back over what we've just covered. Can you take one of them and put them into a sentence? Patrons, I will be highlighting yours. So feel free to write it in the Skype box and I will answer it at the end and tell you whether you've used it correctly or not. You guys on YouTube, I'll try my very best to correct you. So try and use something that we've already covered so far in class. Okay? Right, while you're doing that, the next one I'm going to mention is a really important one for you to remember, and it's the word or words, phrase, no. No. If something is a no, then it's something you must not do. It's a no, a definitely not. Hello, Julia. Hi. You are running late today. Bless you. Well, I'm glad you made it into the lesson. We're about halfway through, I think. Maybe a little further. But thank you so much for your super chat. That's very kind of you. And I'm glad you did make it before the end of the lesson. So, if something is a no, it's very bad, something you definitely must not do. And the example sentence I've given here is, setting fire to the bins at school is a big no. Setting fire to the bins at school is a big no. You mustn't set fire to the bins at school. So Amal has said, I've nodded off in the classroom and my classmates made fun of me. Oh no, that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry that you nodded off in the classroom and they made fun of you. Caddy has said, it's good nodding off a little bit after lunch. I could not nod off daily. Yes, I agree. A little nap after lunch sometimes can be very refreshing. I've nodded off school many times, Anne-Marie. And Masatu says, no is like no go. Exactly. Yes, if it's a no, it's a no go. Don't go there. Don't do it. Okay, let's carry on with the list. So, the next one is the phrase no sweat. It basically means no problem or no worries. So if I say no sweat, it means it's fine, no problem. You want to move in with me next week? Yeah, no sweat. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. Okay, so I think that one's pretty straightforward. Just means no worries, no sweat. Nice and easy. Okay, the next one, a very similar phrase, but a little bit more complicated, and it's no skin off my nose. No skin off my nose. If I say to you it's no skin off my nose, it means it doesn't bother me or it doesn't have any effect on me. So if you say to me, Anna, I want to play my guitar right now, right this moment during your lesson, I'd say, that's okay, it's no skin off my nose. It doesn't bother me if you'd rather do something else. It doesn't bother me and it doesn't have an impact on what I'm doing right now. If you came into my room and said, I'm going to play the guitar right here, then I would have a problem and I would say something else like, that's a no. You can't play the guitar while I'm broadcasting live. But if it's no skin off my nose, it means it doesn't bother me. It's fine. Okay, so the next one is nosy, or to nose about, or to nose around. If you are nosy, it means that you are showing too much interest into other people's business. I'm sure all of you must know someone who is quite nosy. Or maybe you've been quite nosy yourself. Are you a nosy person? I sometimes am quite nosy. I like to know what's going on. If you nose around, it means that you literally have a look around to see if you can find out some information. Information that you don't need, but you're just being nosy. You want to know. So, for example, you might nose around someone's house. If you're visiting a friend or family member, when they nip out to the shop for a moment, you might have a look around, look in their drawers. Very naughty. A no. But if you do, then you're nosing around and you're being nosy. Okay, so the example sentence I've given for this one is, stop asking questions. You are just being nosy and it is making me uncomfortable. It is making me uncomfortable. 404 Chash has said, my parents are so nosy. Yes, parents tend to be nosy, don't they? Parents like to know what's going on with their children. And they get very nosy. And sometimes they nose around your room, which is very naughty. Okay, the next one on the list is similar to no sweat, but it has a more definite meaning. And it's the phrase, no way. No way. No way just means no, basically. So no sweat, no problem, no way. No. Okay? So if you ask me to dress up like an elephant and dance in the town centre, I will say, no way. I'm not going to dress up like an elephant and dance in the town centre. No way. Okay? Nice and easy. No way. Sometimes we actually elongate this and say, no way, Jose. I don't know why, but sometimes we just say to the person, we pretend the person who is asking the question, we pretend that they are called Jose, and we say, no way, Jose, that's not happening. It's crazy, right? English is a crazy language. Oh, we're up to 176 viewers. That means just 24 more people, and that will be 200. So can you help me by clicking the share button and getting that number up, up, up? Please don't say no way, Jose. Just click on the button. It's not a no-no, you know. That rhymes. Okay, so the next on the list, she's going crazy. The next on the list, actually, very conveniently, is nuts. Anna is going nuts. It means crazy, or sometimes it can mean testicles. So I can say he went nuts, he went crazy when the goat is an animal. It produces milk, but it's not a sheep. It has sometimes little horns. He went nuts when the goat butted him in the nuts. So to butt someone is to hit them with your head, like you would headbutt someone, but you can just shorten it to butt them, And a goat tends to butt people or other animals that it doesn't like. And so he went nuts, crazy, when the goat butted him in the testicles, in the nuts. Okay. So the next one, something you might call me, and in fact, this is the last one on the list, and it's the word nutter. And a nutter describes a crazy person. So you could say Anna is a nutter. Or you could say that man who got butted in the nuts. At that moment, it would be fair to describe him as a nutter. At that moment, it would be fair to describe him as a nutter. So, there we go. Lots and lots of words on that list. Nab, nail, narky, natter, nerd, nerve, to have a nerve, to nick or be nicked, nifty, nighty, niggle, nippy or nip, and nip, nipper, nitpick, noggin, nookie, no-brainer, nod off, no-no, no sweat, no skin off my nose, nosy and no way, nuts and nutter. Wow, we have covered an awful lot and we managed to keep that down to 33 minutes. That's not too bad considering how many words there were. I hope you found that helpful, guys. If you did, before you leave me, please do give this lesson a big thumbs up. And if you know anyone who would benefit from this channel, please do share this or any of the other videos or the channel as a whole. If you're not already subscribed, then please do press the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you don't miss any future lessons. At the moment, I'm producing lots of lessons. And that just reminds me actually that there are over 200 lessons here. So if you haven't enjoyed this one particularly, or if you have enjoyed it, then go and click on the video tab on my YouTube channel and look for other videos. Some are short, some are pre-recorded, some are live, some are very long. Oh, I got a text message. Oh. What does my text message say? Oh, I got 2 text messages. Okay. Interesting. I don't understand what that text message is. Okay. I don't know what it is. I was going to read it out to you, but but it's a bit of a weird one. Hi, Lucy. How are you? Wow, what a crazy list. Great lesson, Anna. Thank you, Lucy. That's very kind and always lovely that you jump in and set a good example by giving me a thumb. That is awesome. Okay, so like I've said, there are over 200 videos here, so I'm sure you'll find something that you'll find helpful. I'm always open to suggestions, so if you have any suggestions of lessons that you would like me to cover, please do write it in the comments of any of my videos. I read every single comment. Now, on that note, I must say that recently I've been getting a few messages on Facebook and on Instagram of people very disgruntled. Disgruntled means angry and fed up. Very angry with me because I haven't responded to their messages. Now, this is because, as you can see, there are over 66,000 subscribers here on this channel, and it's impossible for me to respond to every single message and to make YouTube videos and to do everything that I do in my life. So as I read every message, I do read every message, but I cannot find the time to respond to them all. So please don't take it personally if you don't get a personal response to your comments or to your questions. Sometimes I will if I have chance, but otherwise, I'm sorry. And the final thing I'm going to say is if you are able to contribute your language to these videos on this channel, then that would be greatly appreciated by me and also by your fellow countrymen. So all you have to do is find a video that you're happy to translate. Maybe it's just the title and description, and then you click the little more button under the video, select translate, and then add your language. Oh, go away. See, I'm always being hassled. Then I will review it and tick it off. And if you can do that, I would be eternally grateful, and it will help people from your country to enjoy these lessons and make the most of them. Okay, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined me. Thank you, patrons. You've been very quiet, so I'm going to close the Skype room now, but thank you for joining me as well. Have a lovely evening. I hope you will join me again tomorrow. I will announce what time I'll be live on Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. The links are in the description box below. And everyone's going crazy because Lucy's here. Okay, do I have time? I'll answer a few questions. So if you have any questions, quickly ask them now and I'll stay around for a few minutes. But if you need to rush off, I understand. Okay, 404 Catch has said I can translate to Arabic. Excellent. That would be amazing. Thank you very much. Joanna has says, can you pronounce this? It'll. It'll. The contraction of it will. It'll. It'll. It'll be all right, Joanna. I hope that was fine for you. I love to watch your videos. Every single video, says Nabin. Thank you, Nabin. That's very kind. Everyone being very sweet, saying thank you. You're all very welcome. What does rumour mean, says Saza. Rumour is a story that's got no evidence, and so everyone's just spreading a story around. So for example, someone might say, Anna likes dressing up as an elephant and dancing in the street when it's dark. And then everyone starts talking about this story that has no evidence, and that becomes a rumour. Sometimes rumours do stem from truth, and then it's revealed that the rumour was true. But in most cases, rumours are to be ignored because they're usually not true. All right, what else do we have? Could you perform the Cockney accent, please? I'm kind of obsessed with it. Conrad, have you seen the Cockney video and the Cockney rhyming slang video? There's some actual Cockneys doing those videos with me. They're much better at it than me. I can't really do a Cockney accent. All right, up the apple and pears, on the dog and bone, bit like that. I'm not very good. What is the meaning of slide away? If something slides away, to slide is the movement. It's a very smooth movement. Like children will go down a slide. They sit on it in a park and slide down on their bottom. So if something slides away, it just means it moves smoothly away from you. How do I use the phrases in fact, by the way, and be fair to? No, it should be to be fair. To be fair. So you'd say in fact when you're actually about to state a fact. So you might say, Anna, I would really love for you to do another slang lesson. And I could say, well, in fact, it is a fact that tomorrow I'm doing another slang lesson. So in fact, I'm doing another slang lesson tomorrow. What were your other ones? By the way, if you're saying by the way, you're adding additional information, something that you think someone should know. So I might be saying, goodbye everyone, goodbye everyone. Oh, I need to add some more information. So I'd say, oh, by the way, I just want to tell you that. And then whatever information. So by the way is to add additional information. And if you're going to say to be fair, it means that you're giving, you're helping an argument. So if you say that Anna is a nutter, or that Anna English is always late. She says that she's going to be live at 5 o'clock and then she'll be live at 5:03. And then someone might say, to be fair, so let me argue on behalf of Anna, to be fair, she is always very, very busy. Or to be fair, she's only a couple of minutes late. It doesn't really matter. So if you're going to say, to be fair, it means you're adding support to the other side. You're adding support to the counter argument. I hope that helps. What is indulge in? If you indulge in, it means that you enjoy something. So if I say to you, I'm going to indulge in a hot chocolate after this lesson, it means I'm going to go and enjoy having a hot chocolate. All right. Hello, kisses from Brazil. Kisses back to Brazil. Some flowers from me, from Excel. Excel, is that how I say it? Thank you very much. And the very last question I'm going to ask is, can you please tell me what is a mug? Well, we covered mug yesterday, so I would suggest that you look at mugs, yesterday's lesson, which was slang with the letter M, because mug has a number of different meanings. But the word mog is cat. So if you say a mog, a moggy, it's a cat. Yeah, so that should be covered in yesterday's video. All right, my darlings, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for all your lovely messages and support. Have a great evening. Enjoy your meals. Have a lovely sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Lots of love from London. Bye.